everybody, Claudia Boleyn here, and this is a video I've wanted to make for quite a long time. I know I've been absent from YouTube for a little while, and I'm really sorry about that, but I felt like, honestly, I couldn't move forward with my channel or move forward with my content or even feel enthused about it until I made this particular video. And as I said, I've wanted to talk about this kind of thing for a while, but it's been difficult to think about how I wanted to do it in a way, because this kind of a video is always a dangerous sort of video to make. I've seen it backfire on people before. Quite recently, one of my favourite YouTube content creators, one of the most lovely young women I can think of, she's just kind and beautiful and smart, and she's always there for her subscribers. She wants to help them. She's never said a bad word about anybody. She's recently decided she's going to come off YouTube and end her channel because of the harassment she's been getting and the bullying, and it just really upset me to hear that. And I thought, okay, well, your head's been in that kind of space too. You should probably, you know, talk about it a little and kind of get what you want to say out there. I know that a lot of people that watch my channel want me to be kind of more sarcastic and thick-skinned, and I am quite a strong person. I do think of myself as quite a strong person and brave in some ways, maybe not in other ways, but I certainly have never been silenced by anybody, and I won't be silenced by anybody. But I do feel like it's dangerous to kind of portray this kind of persona as if the harassment and stuff doesn't get to me, because it really does, and I think maybe pretending that it doesn't help anybody at all, because it's that thing where I'm pretending to be emotionless, and it means that I'm pretending to be someone I'm not, and I never want to do that on this channel. I just want to be able to be really honest with it, and I never want to feel like I have to stay away from my channel again, so I need to be honest, and if that means being a bit emotional sometimes, then I guess I'm going to have to do that. So as I've said, don't worry, I'm not going to leave my channel or anything. I just needed to take a little break from it. I mean, I've been busy with other stuff. I've been working on my music quite a lot at the studio, and I've got my acting project going on, and obviously I'm always doing my mental health recovery, and I'm doing really well with that. I'm quite proud of myself there. But to be honest, my channel and my blog have become less of a positive space for me quite recently. And being mentally ill like I am, and being quite an emotional person, sometimes I can find it very difficult to be in those spaces, because originally I made them so that I could be myself and talk about things that mattered to me and find a community, and I really have. I've found so many people that are supportive and lovely, and I've made friends, and don't think I've ever felt so loved in my entire life as I have being online, which is really weird, but I think there's such a great community spirit, which I really enjoy. But I have been receiving a lot of harassment, and it started way ages ago when I started my channel, but I think recently it's been getting quite a lot worse, and it has actually been affecting me, I have to admit. All sorts of really weird stuff, so I just thought I'd explain to you the situation so you can kind of get where I'm coming from. I don't think I'm a bad or an evil person. I know I'm opinionated, and I get that being opinionated, there'll be people who have the opposite opinion to me, and I've never wanted to silence those people. I keep my comments open, even though I get quite a lot of abuse in them, because I think, look, if I'm going to state an opinion out there and put it out in the world, then you've got the right to do the same. You know, I don't mind you putting that in my comments section. I've always kept my comments open. I have my anonymous anonymous questions box open on Tumblr, because I get lots of people who are in really bad states of mind who, you know, need to talk to me, or maybe there are people that don't want to give away their identity but who are in real trouble and they want to talk to me. And I actually want to apologise to some of those people, because recently, because of the harassment I've been getting, I haven't been answering my asks. I just haven't been able to bring myself to kind of go into them, and I'm so sorry if you've gone to me for help and I haven't been there. I really should have been, but I have to look after my own mental health as well, I'm sure you understand, and there's been a lot of horribleness in there that I kind of wanted to stay away from. The sort of stuff I've been getting just really does get you down though. I mean, I get gendered slurs all the time, and it's to the point that I just don't even... that sort of stuff doesn't bother me anymore. So like, I get called the C word and the B word and all kinds of horrible things, and that's really tame for me now. I don't even care about that kind of thing, apart from it making me feel sad that that kind of thing happens. You know, I open my ask box on Tumblr and I'll get loads of these things, and it's just a process of sort of like looking at it and thinking, oh lovely, another one, delete, 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 ignore, 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 and I just kind of do that, and I can deal with that kind of thing. I can. Not that I should have to, but I can. But I get stuff that's worse than that as well, stuff that really does shake you a bit. I mean, I've had quite a few people saying the most horrible things on either videos of me, videos other people have made of me, or I've been linked to, you know, people saying that, oh, I'd love to see her get beaten up, or I'd love to hit her, or she deserves to get raped, or I would like to rape her, or that kind of thing. And that kind of thing really does shake you a lot. And you can be the most strong-willed, like strong, thick-skinned person in the world, but reading that about you is really disturbing. Like, it really is very worrying. And I have had the police involved once before with something that happened, but luckily I haven't had to again. But this sort of thing still does keep happening. It's a constant thing that's happening, and it is really scary and worrying. And I know it's the internet and that people will say things they wouldn't in real life, but no one should have to deal with that. You know, I shouldn't have to be sitting there telling myself, oh, people on the internet are all talk and, you know, they're just trying to silence me. I shouldn't be having to give myself those pep talks. It's just a really disturbing thing that happens. I have a lot of racial abuse coming in as well, which is awful. I find that quite difficult, especially when it's aimed at my family, because again, I'm alright with stuff aimed at me. I've kind of become quite good at dealing with that. But when it includes my family as well, you know, like when it will talk about my Indian family or horrible things like that, or members of my Indian family, it just makes me so upset and so cross, and I just don't understand why people would do that kind of thing. And obviously it's horrible for anyone to read horrible stuff about their family when these people don't know my family. I've read the most awful things, that I'm the reason that that races shouldn't mix, and I'm an example of how ugly Indian women are, and just awful, awful things about Indian women and half Indian women like myself. Then on the other hand, I've had people absolutely determined, and it just baffles me because they don't know me, who are absolutely determined I'm pretending to be half Indian for some sort of internet cred. And part of me wants to say, I just don't know how I'm supposed to prove that to you, and I don't feel like I should have to, and I won't. I am half Indian, and my dad is Indian, and my mum is English, but I shouldn't have to prove that to you. And also, why does it matter to you? So I don't know why people are so convinced that I'm not, but anyway, that's another thing. I have people who are convinced that I'm lying about being bisexual, which, you know, is quite a common thing for bisexuals to have online, but it's still, you know, it's not very nice to get that all the time, and that means I also get homophobic slurs and biphobic slurs and horrible things like that. I've had people posting fake porn videos of me and directing people to videos of girls that look a bit like me, and I mean, I've got nothing against women that do that sort of work and have made videos like that, but it is quite disturbing to kind of have people saying, you know, that's you, and people making awful comments about it, and it's just really horrible, that kind of weird attack through sexuality, you know, to attack a woman for her sexuality. And none of those videos have been me, and I also feel bad for the women in it, because I feel like the people are, you know, these people are kind of degrading those women through it as well, and it just upsets me a lot. One of the worst things I find is being called crazy all the time. I am open about my mental illness, and you know I'm open about my mental illness, and that's why a lot of you are here, I think, because I think it's time that we ended the stigma against mental illness, and that we kind of supported each other. And I'm not ashamed of being mentally ill. In fact, on my blog it says mentally ill and not ashamed of it, because I feel like in this society you are made to feel very ashamed of being mentally ill. It does really hurt to be invalidated in that way, you know, as in people will say, oh, what she's saying here makes no sense because she's crazy, you know, she's psychotic, or she's a psychopath, or that kind of weird things, and they'll question my diagnosis and act like me being mentally ill means that I don't have a valid point of view or an opinion on issues that directly impact me. And I think that's an issue that a lot of mentally ill people have. Add that to being a young woman. Being a mentally ill young woman, you get invalidated a lot, and it's very frustrating. I think something that's been happening quite a lot recently, and it happens to a lot of women online, but it's something that I'm finding quite difficult actually, which is weird because I never used to, is I'm finding a lot of people are mocking my appearance a lot. Now I am, like I said, quite a thick-skinned person, and I'm quite confident in who I am and where I'm at with what I look like. I know I'm not stunning. I know I can look pretty good sometimes, and I feel good about myself sometimes, and sometimes I don't. I think, like most young women, sometimes I feel great, sometimes I feel awful. I think we can tend to swing from thing to thing, and you know, we've got a difficult time in the society we live in because our worth is tied so directly to what we look like. Even if we try and fight that, I think it's always there in us somewhere, and we're always thinking about it in some way. But it started to get really bad where, you know, I'm constantly getting insults about this about my appearance and this about my appearance, and oh, you've got you know, oh, you've got horrible eyes, or oh, look at you, you've got boggly eyes and a big nose and a massive face, and your hairline sucks, and like every single little thing is torn apart, and it can be quite difficult to kind of read that kind of thing. And it's even more difficult actually when it's used to invalidate your arguments on something, where they'll say something like, oh, you know, she's totally ugly and that's why we hate her. She's ugly and that's why we're not going to listen to her. As if my worth comes from what I look like and my sexual attractiveness to other people. That really disturbs me, and that, to be honest, that just drives me forward more, to be more opinionated, because if you're going to put down my opinion because of what I look like or how I do my eyebrows or something like that, then what argument have you got going, really? So I guess I just wanted to tell you guys that I am finding it really tough, and it is difficult because I'm getting sent all these horrible links about myself where I'm insulted, and sent to people show me all sorts of things that people have made of me which are awful, and you know, you can only report so much, but these things will come back. I'm finding it difficult to like open my ask box on Tumblr because I used to love doing that, and now it's like every other message is like an insult or something really, really deeply disturbing, and I just don't really know what to do with that kind of thing. So I've kind of stayed away from it. I promise I will kind of be answering more asks now, and I really want to be able to keep my anonymous box open, and I will try to, but if this gets any worse, then I might have to turn the anon box off for a little while, just because it is just getting too much. It's getting way too much, and no one should have to deal with that. No matter how strong a person you are or how much of a thick skin you've got, you shouldn't have to deal with that kind of thing. I suppose what I want people to know watching this, maybe if someone, you know, the sort of people that do that kind of thing are watching this, I know a lot of them do watch my videos, is that I'm just a normal person. I know I'm sitting behind a camera here, and you know, you're seeing me as a video, and maybe I don't seem real to you, but I am a real person. I'm a young woman sitting here with my phone in front of me, recording this for you in my living room, and feeling a little bit upset, to be honest. And I just want you to remember that I am a real person behind the screen, and I will always allow other people to have their opinions, always. But that doesn't mean I should have to stand for harassment, and I just think people need to think about that a little bit. If they wouldn't like it happening to them, if you wouldn't like it happening to you or members of your family, then don't do it to other people at all. Okay, so I'm sorry that was kind of a bit of a depressing video, but I just had to kind of get it out because I have been acting like this kind of person that it doesn't touch, and a lot of the time it doesn't, but recently it has been getting to me quite a lot, and I don't think it does anyone any good to pretend that it hasn't. So yeah, I will be coming back to YouTube soon. I've got some great videos of me and my wonderful friend Jack Miles, who is playing the Doctor in Foreman. I've got some updates on that for you, and loads of new feminist videos and that kind of thing. I've got loads of content planned, so don't worry. I just had to take a little bit of a break. If you're still with me after this long video, then thank you so much. I love you. And yeah, I just thought I'd explain what's going on. I didn't want you to think I just disappeared for no reason. I'm not going to do that to you. I'm not just going to leave you. But yeah, basically, please be kind to people if you're watching this, and I'm sorry I've been away, and let's just hope this kind of stuff stops somehow. I don't know if it will, but I'm determined it's not going to drive me off the internet, because that's obviously the idea of it. But it is difficult, and I guess I just wanted to talk about that a bit. Okay, I love you loads, and I'll see you very soon. Bye!